This poem was inspired by a newspaper article I read, which basically was talking about migrants who'd moved to London, and when they were maybe, you know, when they were quite young, and they learned English as a second language, and then as they got older, some of them developed Alzheimer's, and they begun forgetting their English, and they started speaking back in their native tongue. So it just sort of played with that, and then it turned into a love poem. So it's called Before You Spoke a Word. In our apartment in Granada, you slept beside me while I watched the documentary on Ignacio Sanchez Mejías. I heard it said that Lorca saved him from his second death, being forgotten. But maybe there's a third, another in between, that loss of language, knowledge and sense between you and me. If that happens, in 40 or 50 years, I'll be there beside you when your words start to retract, shrink and disappear, and it'll feel like we're slowly burning a book, page by page, day by day, with all your cultural references, defences and safeguards stripped and falling away like old paint, everything you've built up lost like possessions in a fire. Like the senile West Caribbeans in London, the Polish in Dublin, stray Latvians in Rush or Brazilians in Kinnegad, from Tower Hamlets via Fuente Vaqueros to Nukrov Avenue and back again. Perhaps you'll return to the place names of your youth, Athanui, Monson, Alines, La Plaza, La Roca y El Pilaret, and you'll have forgotten all the names it took you so long to pronounce correctly. Rathfarnham, Terenure, Dunleary, Portmarnock, Drumcondra and Ballyvaughan, like a singer losing their voice. But I'll know I heard Philip Chevron sing Thousands Are Sailing and Jim McCann sing From Clare to Here, and I'll know I watched your vocabulary expand and strengthen like a developing child's. But if it happens that you can't remember your name, and you go back in your mind to the time before I met you, before 2009, before you knew what bottling it or legging it meant, or earlier, before English, before you spoke a word, like poor Blonded next door who forgot she gave up smoking and started again. If you can't remember who I am, and you don't know where you are, and you start calling out to your grandparents, it's then, and only then, that I'll start speaking to you in Spanish, in broken Spanish, and I'll try to get to know you for the second time all over again. Cheers.